The great weather disaster of July 2022 in Palm Coast, Florida. It will go down in history as one of the worst events to ever hit the state. I'm sure many of you remember it. It's on all of your calendars to have that solemn moment every year to mark that. Wait, you haven't heard of it? Really? You don't remember when the Florida Maquis did a video on the 16th of July, 2022, at roughly 10 minutes of 1 in the afternoon, when it was raining at a rate of 4 inches per hour in Palm Coast, Florida. 4 inches, not a day, an hour. Massive deluge. I'm sure none of you have heard of it, nor should you. Massive gully washers of rain come to Florida all the time. We have wind events all the time. It's been a very damp year. We haven't had very many huge hurricanes, but now the very first time that we actually have something named a hurricane, you would think it was the end of the world. Yesterday, I did a video talking about how the mainstream media was making this giant deal over something that's very, very normal in Florida. This isn't even going to be ranked in the top 10. I guarantee it. And 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now, nobody's going to be talking about this. In fact, I think we should rename it, instead of Hurricane Ian, we should rename it Hurricane Schrodinger. Hurricane Schrodinger, what's that, Maquis? Well, it's unpredictable, didn't you know? You see, it was completely predictable 2 or 3 days ago because everybody on YouTube and in the news guaranteed it was going to be a Category 3 or Category 4, possibly Category 5, that's going to slam into Tampa and just once-in-a-lifetime event. But now, here we are today. Ian looms as unpredictable hurricane system. Go Google search that. CNN had it. Here, Hurricane Ian's uncertain path has all of Florida preparing. Ian looms as unpredictable. Unpredictable? How many of you are familiar with Schrodinger's cat? I'm sure many of you might be because of Big Bang Theory. Talked about it. But here's basically the idea. It's quantum superposition. Quantum superposition. Basically, the idea, it's a thought experiment, is you put a cat in a box, cut some holes in the box so that he doesn't asphyxiate, and you put in this poison element that's on a timer, and then you close up the box. And since you don't know exactly when the timer is going to go off, the cat can be thought of both as alive and dead at the same time. Now, it's a very clumsy way of thinking about quantum states of matter being in the same state at the same time. But you could both think of Hurricane Ian as being one of the most destructive that ever hit Florida and petering out into nothing. And you would be right both times. Wait a minute, Maquis, both things cannot possibly be true. They sure can. Have you not watched YouTube for the last 10 years? I'm going to prove it to you, how both things can be true. It's real simple. You could predict it making a hard right-hand turn and slamming into the Bahamas. And you could blame, of course, HAARP. See, it could do something that nobody's predicting. You say, well, HAARP steered it over there. That's what they did. It's HAARP. It's weather control. You know they steer the hurricanes. Or it could go all the way to the west and slam into Texas. Once again, if that happens, blame HAARP. Everybody who's predicting this would say, well, I guess they HAARP steered it. You see, anything it does or does not do can be blamed on HAARP. See, it's the uncertainty principle. If it peters out into nothing, well, HAARP clearly took it down because they had some agenda. What that agenda is, we don't know, but it doesn't matter. Blame HAARP. So no matter what anybody predicts, whether it goes the way they say it's going to go, or it doesn't go the way they say it's going to go, or it does something completely different, or it doesn't matter. That's why we should rename this Hurricane Schrodinger, because it can be both everything at the same time. all universes, no matter what happens, well, they just steered it away. Which is what, if it ends up skirting the coast of Florida and doesn't hit Tampa and goes up into the panhandle, the trigger area where there's really not a lot of people that live there, or if it goes over by Mobile, it's not going to matter. None of it is going to matter. The only thing that's going to matter is the hype. Hurricane Ian could be something that we haven't seen in our lifetime, Tampa forecasters say. See, this is what I was saying yesterday. Because they were sandbagging, pardon me. They were sandbagging in Sanford, Florida. They were sandbagging. Well, Florida Marquis, don't you know about the storm surge? Don't you know about the storm surge? The storm surge? The storm surge in Sanford. We can't allow Sanford beaches to be destroyed. Yes, we cannot allow the notorious beaches of Sanford, Florida to be destroyed. Where is Sanford? Well, anybody who's been to Disney knows where Sanford is. This is Orlando International Airport right here. Where is Sanford? Sanford, Florida is right outside of Orlando. It is not a hard place to find. There's the 4. I'm just going to go ahead and search it real quick. Sanford, Florida. Yeah, I was even still too far south. Sandbagging in Sanford. Sanford, Florida. Nowhere near the cone, by the way. See that giant cone? It's barely probably on the very eastern edge of it. After it makes landfall about 100 miles. Sandbagging 3 days ago. Maybe 2. Maybe we don't know. Because technically the pictures that we were using in yesterday's video. Excuse me there for 1 minute. Oops. Wrong one. The pictures that we were using, we can't confirm. I tried to zoom in on some of these license plates to see the expirations on them, and some of them look like they're expired in like 16 or 17. So these are clearly old pictures. So once again, is it predictable or is it not predictable, or is it both? See, no matter what happens, you can always go to Track the Tropics and make some prediction. And wherever it ends up, somebody will blame HAARP for it. Now, scare tactic number 2. I want everyone to think about this critically for just 1 second. This is an article from MoneyWise. It's everyone. It's all of us. More than half Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. Even the wealthy are feeling the heat of continued inflation. Oh, okay. So things are supposedly really bad in this country, right? And people are having less and less extra money to do things with, right? That's the story out of the mainstream media. Lottery ticket sales are at a record all-time high. I ask you now, where's the extra money coming from? This is clearly something that you would buy with extra money, right? Hopefully most Americans aren't spending their rent money on lottery tickets. Are they? Do you want to see the numbers? 2021, $105 billion in lottery sales. Just from 2019, that represents a 15% increase in lottery ticket sales. This is Statista. Sales of state lotteries in the United States from 2009 to 2021. Almost a 50% increase in expendable income, disposable income since 2009. But what's the story? We have less and less extra money. Fast food places, pizza places, coffee houses like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, expanding like crazy. The single most expensive way to eat. The single most expensive way to eat. You take the money that you would spend on 4 people at a drive-thru at KFC or Popeyes or whatever. You give me that money, I'm talking about drinks and sides and all that, I guarantee I could feed that family for a week if you gave me that same amount of money and I went to the grocery store. Because you're talking these days at least $10, $10, $12 a person, $40. $40, I guarantee I can get 4 meals a week. 4 meals, 1 meal for each person for a week. I mean, it's literally 7 times as expensive, 8 times as expensive to eat at the drive-thru as it is to eat from the grocery store if you know what you're doing. And it's being sold, and here's the kicker. It's being sold by athletes. This is what kills me about the NFL. Absolutely kills me. The 27th fastest growing, sorry about this, quick service chains. Starbucks. Domino's. Little Caesars is now the official sponsor of the NFL. These guys, here's the absolute insane part about this, and I'll leave with this. First of all, it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense that people are buying lottery tickets like crazy. People are buying fast food and junk food and expensive crap like crazy. That's terrible for them. What's in a 300-pound plus Indianapolis Colts diet? Now, these are the guys that you could probably make the argument are in the worst shape in the NFL. But during the week, do you know what these guys eat? 3,500 calories. But what's in it? How do they break it down? Now remember, these guys spend more time in the weight room than most people spend online. 3,500 calories a day. Some guys take in 5,000. I try to eat healthy. He said for breakfast, Care has eggs with veggies and a protein shake. For lunch, a salad. And for dinner, a bigger salad with lots of protein. And to get his carbs, loads of croutons. That's what they eat during the week. And these are offensive linemen. Weekends are my cheat days, Care said. Wings, honey barbecue, or chipotle barbecue. Couple dozen wings. No pizza. No McDonald's. But that's who's sponsoring the NFL. It's bizarre. The psychological operations are bizarre. So I ask again, is it predictable? Is it not? And no matter where it goes, could you not just blame Harp? It gets bigger and intensifies. Category 5 slams into Tampa. Oh my God, Harp did it. It does nothing. Oh, Harp killed it. Doesn't matter. It's Schrodinger's hurricane. It will not matter. No matter what happens, no one will ever believe it was normal. It will always be the end of the world, and it'll be, of course, an excuse to go spend even more and do what the government tells you to do. That's your 2 primary orders this week. Your 2 primary orders are go do what the government tells you and spend as much as you can. You do that, you'll be fine. That's the rule these days, right? I'll leave it there. God bless. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.